And we're back, y'all, and we're live. Getting a workout in. If you want to join along, get yourself ready, or pause this and save it for later if you want to get a workout for the future. I'm going to be going over a kind of an upper body, quote unquote, neck rehab protocol I use pretty much at least twice a year just to be able to deload when I need it, but also progress and keep me injury free. See, we're going to be getting going here in a minute. I'm just getting set up on Amazon. Speaking of Amazon, if you want to see all the amazing products that I'm going to be talking about and getting into, hop on over, come check it out. Settings, yeah, it should be 720. I'm just playing with the settings here, y'all. We're getting them dialed back in. Getting them dialed back in. Again, if you want to see, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to just hop on over to just exclusively being on Amazon on my phone. So if you want to see this, join in the workout, see how I'm going to be using the Zealous weighted vest and some progressions with that, check the link below. I put it in the description. It is a link to my Amazon. Make sure you're following there, as well as being able to tune into the lives. I'm just going to have to get started over there. See y'all over there, okay? Hop on over. I'm going to change the settings. I might actually, maybe I'll just keep it live here and I'll go live here. We're just going to hit it both. Let's see here. I'll just do both because we can, right? So yeah, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Horizontal. Let's do vertical. I guess, yeah, we'll do horizontal. Preview.
Okay, perfect. So now we got switched here. Hold on one second. Oh, we're going to get into this Bluetooth switch over. So yeah, perfect. Okay. Let's retry that, and hopefully we're back. Connection is stable. Check your internet. Let's go bounce to here. We'll bounce it back. Okay, so now hopefully the audio will be connected back on Amazon with my Bluetooth sync to it. And now we're going to go into a scaling stretch. So I'm going to bring out the physio ball again. And I'm going to position myself to get a nice stretch. We'll kind of move in here so y'all can see. Also, I'm curious to see how's the audio sound. Now I'm thinking about our scaling stretch. This is one thing I'm going to start working on with some content is doing more of like a talking head. And then I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I'll actually show you the anatomy of the neck and isolate what the scaling looks like and the breakdown. Because I think sometimes visually seeing it can be really helpful and can just add some value. But for now, we're going to go for the scaling, and I'll just show you how that will look just from an anatomical perspective without, being able to see under the skin. So when we think about our scalings, we're going right here on the sides of our neck. And the way I'm going to stretch this is we're going to try and pin down my clavicle, my shoulder blade. I'm just going to tilt my head, and I'm going to give some extra support here. And I'm just going to count to 15. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm also not like ripping on my neck. I'm just facilitating a bit of a stretch. It feels nice, but it's not painful. All right, so now I'm going to switch on the other side. Again, it's just anchoring it down, tilting. We're trying to bring my ear to my shoulder. And again, depending on what muscles we want to get after, you can change the positioning of your head, and it'll start to pull on different and give different stretches to different muscles, whether it's the different position scalings, anterior, our middle or posterior side of the scalings, or some additional neck muscles around that, whether it's our traps or sternocleidomastoid or anything like that. We can just change our head position. There we go. So now we've got our nice neck stretch down. Let's see what we have next. Now we're going to go into our seated thoracic rotation stretch. So this is one I love to pair with my bands. Let's put up the bands here for this one. And I'll show you guys how I like to use the bands. There we go. Also, we finally got things updated for our bands. We got bands back in stock. It's going to say there's only 5 left in stock. We actually have over 50. We're just updating, getting things cleaned up on that end. So don't worry, we'll get it dialed in. And I'll show you how to progress this with bands. So I'm very familiar with this movement, but even still, I'm not going to go to my top resistance. Okay, so one of the bands I'm going to pick from these 3, we have a set of 5 for the LOF bands. These are just the higher resistance, 60 pounds, 80 pounds, 120 pounds. I'm going to go with the 60 pounds. Actually, you know what? Last time I did both of the days, 60. So we're going to up it to 80 and then see how it feels. Okay, so I'm going up a bit, going like 30% up in resistance. But again, this is something I'm familiar with. And what we're going to do is we're going to position it right under our ribs or in that thoracic spine. I'm going to punch my hands, my elbows forward, getting my serratus anterior fired up. And I'm going to match my rotation with my breath. So I'm just rotating, coming back to the center, rotating. That's 1 rep. We're going for 10. 3, 4, 3 more. 8, 2 more. 9, 9. And all right, so we're going to take about a 30 to 60 second rest. I'm going to be doing that for 2 rounds today, and then we'll go on to our next movement, which is going to be a cat-cow spine flexion and extension variation. Or Carrie might even be able to tag it and break down more aspects of why we do cat-cow, some of the positional benefits. And Carrie, would you mind giving me some cueing techniques? Because one thing I've noticed is how I position myself for cat-cow isn't always ideal. So I thought it'd be helpful for you to maybe come in and point out, even not on camera if you don't want to, but just like highlight some things if you're open to it. If not, I'll fly it solo. So I'm also, while I'm resting, I'm going to go back to give another sip on this Sipony or Sipony. How would you pronounce this? Sipony? Sipony?
Yeah, I would say Sipony.
Sipony. Yeah, I really like this, honestly. Especially because, again, I haven't eaten that much today. It's just been that kind of a crazy pace. I've had an egg sandwich that Carrie made me and like a protein shake, and that's pretty much it, which is why I have also a backup Premier protein shake, pre-made one, that you can see on my store if you want to check that out as well. But now we're going to go into round 2. And then when we're done with round 2, Carrie's going to come over and give me some feedback. But again, I think this is a great intro workout option. The only drawback to doing some kind of like carbonated seltzer-ish based thing is like digestively, you're going to just get some burps and some gas. But I'm not doing very heavy, intense training, so I'm not as concerned with it. If I was going to like jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or I was running, this would honestly not be the move. But that's considering a different exercise and different movements. We're going to go back to the bands. And again, get through some thoracic and back rotation. So again, I'm going to punch my hands forward and I'm going to match each rotation to my breath. Excuse me. See, like I'm already getting kind of like gassy. Just getting some of the burps. So, and again, this is another one of our programs you can have access to when you get our app. If you want to take advantage of it, when you buy the bands, you get free access to our app and our workout program. So I highly recommend investing in the bands. And just so you know, in a month or even less than a month, we're going to be drastically changing our offer. We're going to be like tripling, I can't even like 10xing the value of what we're giving to you guys. And honestly, the price is going to reflect that too. So the price is going to go up. So if you want to get them now, it's a good time before. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the price is going to like go up by at least 4, if not 5 times the amount of what it currently is. So the list is at $60. We're probably going to put it closer to like $300 with everything we're putting together in this package. An entire training system, not just bands. And now what I'm noticing too is just from having to keep my hands in this position and punching them, there's some fatigue. So I know that I picked the right weight, but it's kind of like right at the cusp. I could have done like maybe one more workout without going up. All right, so that's actually 8 reps instead of 10, but I can kind of feel at this point I'm going to start to compensate a little bit. So we're going to swap it out. We're going to go the last 2 reps. We're going to go with the 60. So again. All right. So that is round number 2. And Carrie, you have perfect timing because now we're going to rest.
Here we go.
And we are going to go into a cat-cow position. And while we're doing this, I'm also going to just, again, highlight the Bluetooth headset that I have on. I synced it before. This thing I really like because of the hands-free nature to it. That's why I'm wearing it during the workout piece. I also will like go for walks or hikes and be able to have it in and take calls. I have an over-the-ears version for the Bose, or I'm sorry, JBLs. They're okay, but when I lean forward, they fall off my head at this point because I've had them for so long, they get so sweaty. So I'm going to highlight that, but what Carrie's going to do is I'm going to go into a cat-cow position. Carrie's going to give me some, hopefully, coaching techniques, and Misha is going to kick rocks so that we can get into that. So let's look at how we're going to position me to get the most out of this spinal flexion and extension.
Okay.
Carrie, how's this looking?
Usually, let me look from the side. Usually what tends to happen with you is you bring your knees in a little too far.
Like this
So you
way?
you do it too much the opposite way. So you want your hips right over your knees and your shoulders right over your wrists. So I would even go a little bit further forward, like walk your hands a little bit further forward. Yeah, yep, exactly. That looks really good. Yeah, perfect.
What I like about the weighted vest, so I got 1 rep. I'm going to go back and now highlight the weighted vest really quick to highlight something I think is really cool about this, which is, where's my weighted vest? You know what, Misha, I'll use this as an opportunity to also ask you to get out of my shot.
Misha, come here.
I love you. I'm gonna ask
She
you
just crowds
to
you.
move.
Oh, another thing I was going to mention too that might be helpful for people doing the cat cows for your knees, your knee separation. It should be about 4 to 6 inches apart. Misha, come here.
All right, so what we've got is we got our weighted vest on, and I like thinking of it as a tactile cue because it's right in the spot of my thoracic spine where I'm rounding.
Oh, yeah.
So I like pressing as much as I can into the vest. It's kind of like, and I'm curious, your thoughts on that too, Carrie? Is like a
Yeah.
resistance version of this?
For sure, yeah. Nice little reminder. So another thing with asanas and yoga, even if they're helpful for like obviously stretching, lengthening, all those things, is thinking about the chakras. So the cat cow primarily you're focusing on the heart chakra. So as you go down into cow, you're opening the chest, expanding all those muscles, and creating space for the heart chakra. And as you do go up into cat, you're creating protection for that area. So that's my 2 cents.
Thanks, Carrie. Got 2 more, y'all. So again, there's another way we can apply the weighted vest. Not only is it tactile cue, but even potentially resistance and load for these smaller muscles. All right. So that is a little bit of a demo for the weighted vest, the breakdown. I'm going to highlight just a couple of more things. I want to show you how easy it is to like honestly take on and off. So we got these little clips on the side. Look at that. Boop, boop. And then just pop it over. What I will say is I've ran this a bunch now, especially in the summertime. It's getting funky. Like what I would recommend is not throwing this in the wash, but like hand cleaning this, like spraying it with vinegar, whatever. Probably going to have a content series with Carrie to help with that. And again, just so you can kind of see, it has the reflectors. It's got our clips on both the reflectors front and back. The clips to keep it nice and adjustable. And again, you could snug it up or loosen as much as you want or don't want. And then again, you have your adjustable pieces right here on the front, as well as you've got adjustable options on the back too. Bam. So with that being said, I'm going to finish up my workout. If you guys want to see the rest of it, and if you want to see the rest of it, you're going to have to make sure you not only follow here on Amazon, stay tuned on all our social media, but check out our app. I'll have the full thing on our app as well. But thank you to Zealous for hooking up with the weighted vest. I've got a bunch of other awesome products in the carousel I already made videos on. So if you want to see the shoppables, check out the channel. And I will see you all soon. To be honest, I'm not going to be live streaming as much. I'm just going to be focusing a lot on the content that we're going to be rolling out. So it'll be just like pre-recorded. And when I do go live, it'll be more about like hopefully asking or adding value and having you guys ask questions and just be able to do a little bit of Q&A. And then when we do our health retreats, we'll have some live things around that. But that being said, cheers, everybody. Cheers, y'all. I'll see you later.
As much as it sucks for the kids, I'm not good on you, period.